and this is Beards, Blades, and Podcasts. Thanks for joining us this evening to discuss today's topic. Today, we're going to be discussing in episode 3 which beard oil is right for me, aka which beard oil is right for you. But I always like to title my videos in such a way that you can put yourself in the mental position of where I'm at. So I always like to start off these podcasts with quickly talking about what's in beard and what's in hair. What's in beard is my least favorite beard oil, Shea Moisture, which I have right here. Even though I did rip into it and did title my YouTube video the worst beard oil I've ever tried, I still think it treats the hair, the beard hair very well, as well as the skin underneath. It's just not a very good styler, but it's worth keeping in my rotation, and hence why I have it in today. Also, what's in hair, forgot to grab it, but I have the Murray's Black Beeswax is in my hair right now, so I'm using that. I like it. It's pretty solid. Too much tug. I'll leave a link to a full review below for details on that. And I'll leave a review as well for Shea Moisture. So today's topic, I definitely wanted to get into mostly because you have tons and tons and tons and tons of choices around what beard oil you want to put in, and I think there's a lot of unclear information out there. I think there are definitely sources like a Dancy Bearded who can lay it out for you and kind of explain to you what things you should be going for. I am upside down. That's interesting. Dude, I swear. Okay, let me flip this over really quickly. Hold on a second. Good God. One of these days I'm gonna get these live streams going correctly, huh? One day I'm gonna do it, I swear. I don't even know how that's possible, how that happened. So hold on a second. Adjust the camera here. We'll keep going. See? As we work on it. Wow, that is funny. That is really funny. Okay, just a moment. I think we're good. Sorry about that. I'm sure that was entertaining for a minute watching me float upside down. Thanks, babe, for letting me know I'm upside down, and thanks, Joshua. Hi, good to see you. Thanks, everybody. Wow, I got to get better at this. I'll continue to work on it. So, continuing on what I was talking about, wanted to talk about just in general which beard oil is right for you and me and everybody else. Because I think the information is out there. I just don't think it's very synthesized in one quick and easy place where you can kind of see what you should be picking based off of your specifics. Because I do think this is a very person by person thing. So let's get into it. So the first thing that I think is kind of there that's important for deciding which beard oil is right for you is what kind of length your beard is. So this actually came up with the Shea Moisture review that I did. If you have a short beard, I think Shea Moisture is fantastic because I think it treats the beard hair well, and then I think it also does a good job on the skin underneath. I just don't think it's a good styler, which frankly doesn't matter if you have a short beard. What do I mean by short beard? I would say anything within a month of growth. Now that's going to vary a lot person to person, obviously, because some people their beard grows really fast, some really slow. But I would say for most people, I think a month is a good time frame to be able to really consider your beard to be a short beard. What would I consider a medium beard? I'm not going to go time frame on this one because this is way too variable depending on how fast your beard grows. But I would say medium length beard is as it starts going off of your chin, but before it can shake. So I'm going to give you a little example here of what I'm talking about for why I consider my beard to be longer. If I shake my head like this, you can kind of see my beard has a little bit of a life of its own. It does its own shake and wiggle. So I consider mine to be long. But if yours is coming off of your chin, but is not so long that it looks like it has a life of its own. What a great definition. I would consider it to be a medium length beard at that point. So for those of you who have short beards, I think the best beard oils for you, and I'll explain why as I go through, are going to be either something like a Shea Moisture, which I would consider to be medium thickness, but definitely leaning just a bad styler, as saying before, and also thicker beard oils. So why is that? Your thicker beard oils, what they tend to do when you have a medium or long beard is they kind of weigh it down, which you're thinking may be a good thing, but remember, you're going to be out and about, hanging out, having in the breeze and walking around, and it's your beard's going to get pushed and moved around throughout the day. So it's typically not a great idea to have a heavy beard oil in there or a bad styler, because what'll really happen is your beard will start to kind of frizz out. But if your beard's short enough, it doesn't really matter. So my choice for those of you with short beards is a bad beard styler, but still is functional as a beard oil, or a thick beard oil, which I think does a worse job in styling in general for, like I said, for long beards or medium beards. For me, I would put medium and long beards more or less in the same category, only just to say that I think that it is more important for those of you with a long beard to make sure that you are more focused on this than those with a medium beard. I think, it just gets harder and harder to style correctly as your beard gets longer and longer. So it's just something to keep in mind as you go, that you really you want to focus on that as your beard gets longer. So it's more just the only difference between those two really being more along the lines of, hey, if you're someone with a longer beard, focus on this more, other than saying these are different categories. So kind of the polar opposite end, make sure you have either a good styler. I think Shea Moisture sticks out as being a bad styler, so not Shea Moisture, unless you're like me and you're just like, well, I'm not throwing it away. It works fine. Or a light beard oil is a really good idea, because they just tend to style better, your beard hair is a lot less likely to frizz out if you're using a thin viscosity beard oil. More on that later, though, because I don't think it's necessarily a problem to rotate in thicker beard oils. We'll talk about the rotation of beard oils as we get in a little bit later. Hi, Mom. My mom's saying hi in the chat. Thanks for joining in. You missed Upside Down Joe. That was certainly an event. So moving into the next category, what I want to talk about for which beard oil is going to be right for you. I think the season and climate has a huge impact here. Now, obviously, I say season and climate. Season, you may live in a place that gets all four seasons. You may not. So I live in South Florida. We typically get either real summer or slightly cooler summer, aka winter. So there isn't a lot of variation here, but there is variation, absolutely. So it's something to keep in mind. And what to lean on in that direction is in the summer, I've typically been told it's more important about humidity than it is heat. I've been in non-humid places and I have still noticed frizz out in the beard. So I would definitely recommend a light, either a medium or medium light, or a light beard oil for humidity. Basically, the lighter the better, because your beard is going to be really, really begging to frizz out really badly. But I have noticed as we are starting to slightly cool here in South Florida that my thicker beard oils, so Beard Meds, which I have right here, which is Beard Tubes beard oil, is really starting to style better because we're just starting to cool off. So it's not as bad as it was. We're starting to cool off and get a little bit less humid, so it's not so bad anymore. So beyond that, I think that's really what I kind of focus on is colder weather. Stick with your thicker beard oils, obviously weighing in also your beard length, and hotter weather. Stick with your lighter beard oils, and I think you'll have a better time dealing with that. You're obviously welcome to do either in either period, and I rotate even though Beard Meds is thick. I rotate it through anyway, and I just accept that my beard's not gonna look, exactly how I want it to look. All this being said, remember, keep in mind, this is mostly for you. Most people won't notice or care, but this is for how you want to look and how you want to present yourself. And I mean, and like I said, nobody, you're not, what do they call it? The main character syndrome. Most people aren't watching you and paying attention to what your beard looks like day to day. But if you are and you care about it, and I do, so it's just something to keep in mind. Other stuff to keep in mind as far as beard oils is how much you're willing to spend. So it's something to think about. You have huge variations in prices among beard oils. I would kind of take a step back and say there's like the cheap trash. Let's just cut that out entirely. Your silicone-based beard oils, anything kind of made by a big distributor that's more known for deodorant is probably not the best idea. So I would stick away from or stay away from things like that. But if we're talking about beard oils that are, good, that I would wear, that you should wear, etc., I do think that you have huge varieties in price. So the infamous Shea Moisture here was $8 for 3.2 ounces, so it's 250 an ounce. And then you have prices varying on the top end. I would call outside of a specialty oils would be like a Dr. Nick's, which typically runs with discounts. You can probably get it for like 18 bucks. There are specialty oils that you can get that will definitely, I haven't personally tried, but I'm going to get into, which are emu based oils or ostrich based oils. And those tend to get very pricey. So you can have beard oils. I've seen them up in the $30 range plus, just because the ingredient of the emu or the ostrich oil is expensive, and so they just have to make up the cost somewhere. So for pricing, you have this wide variety. I could definitely go through each. We're going to do a beard oil comparison later to kind of talk about more, but I would say you do get more for paying more. So it is something that matters. Do you get so much that it really has a huge impact? I'm jury's still out because I would say that my favorite beard oil of all time, Mountaineer beard oil, is very inexpensive. I'm blanking on pricing off the top of my head right now, but is it an expensive beard oil? You get 2 ounces of it, and I'm just blanking on the price off the top of my head, but it's at least less. It's half the price or less than Dr. Nick's, based off of per ounce. If that makes any sense. I know that much is true. And I would say my second best styler, which is Beard Octane, that's once again on the pricier side. So I think I paid $17 for this 1 ounce, but it's my second best styler. So I have kind of everything, and everything I own and everything I use is good for the beard and good for the skin. So I do want to give that compliment. I want to make sure I mention that's something that I definitely care about and notice. The last thing I want to mention is something that I personally don't care about too much. Before we hop into that, Joshua, I just want to address your comment. Yeah, Arizona desert heat. I mean, let us know. So some people say it's hot, but it's not humid, and so does that affect your beard? So when it's a super hot day, in comparison, I'm guessing it doesn't get cold, but maybe at night or at night in the winter, it cools off for you. Let us know how you've dealt with it. When I've experienced heat but not humidity, my beard still frizzes out. So I don't know. I don't notice much of a difference. And then I saw your comment too. Shea Moisture's beard wash is pretty good. I'll have to try it. I'll have to add that to the rotation. I'm currently testing out and reviewing, or going to review Beard Octane, both their bar soap and their solid beard wash. So that's definitely on my list, but I'll add Shea Moisture. Why not? I'm sure it's inexpensive if their beard oil is any indication. I'm sure it's like not super pricey or anything, so it's worth a try, and I definitely want to try it. So, kind of continuing on there, I do want to talk about scents, because this is a massive topic in the beard oil world, which is funny because I more come from, or my history has been with traditional wet shaving. Traditional wet shaving, the smell, or actually smell is a bad word, the scents you can get from soaps, which means your shaving soaps. We could definitely get into that if anyone either has questions, or at some point I should talk more about it. It's just not something I care all that much about, is scents and beard soaps. Man, is that the thing. I mean, everybody's just constantly talking about the scents and, this scent, oh, try this scent. And bless their hearts. I mean, Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, which I'm a huge fan of in general, they're they were born out of a shaving business that kind of merged with a I don't know, scent business or a company that basically produces scents. They were born out of that, so I get it why they're constantly. I mean, at least every week, if not multiple times per week, releasing a new scent for everybody to try. And so I get it, and I'm definitely sensitive to it, but I just don't care. Like I just don't care that much about scents. If something smells decent, cool. I'm happy about it, but I just don't. I'm not going out of my way to deal with scents either in a shave soap, a normal soap, pretty much any product. I don't wear cologne. I don't care about it in beard oil. If it's there and it smells good, cool. I've had bad experiences too. It's just, but for me, it's like a non-factor, and I feel like that's 90% of the discussions that happen in maybe not so much forums or anything, but on YouTube when people are talking about beard oils, I feel like 90% of the time they're just talking about the scent, and I just don't care. Like, sure, if it's good. What I want to know is how does it treat the beard, how does it treat the skin, and then how does it style. That's me. That's all I care about is are those three things basically. So something to keep in mind there is like that may matter for you, but I just don't. It's a non-factor for me. So I want to discuss. I have individual reviews of all these products, and I'll definitely leave them linked below in the description. But I want to discuss and compare and contrast all my different beard oils together. So I'm going to start bringing them up, I suppose, one by one and discussing them in contrast with each other. So one of the easiest comparisons to make, I think, is between a Dr. Nick's and Beard Octane's beard oil. Why is that? Basically, two reasons. Oh, let me try to hold this a little better so that we can see both. Basically, two reasons. One, these are both pretty heavily promoted by Dan C. Bearded, and hence why I've tried them. I definitely trust that man's opinion. He does a dang good job of teaching about beard stuff. And another thing to keep in mind with these two is I kind of, we don't have to stare at them the whole time. You can always see my face, but I'll hold them like a little bit back here. Oh, this is even more awkward. Hold on. Right there. There we go. Right there. So hopefully this is focusing correctly. So with these beard oils, to compare and contrast, I think price wise, maybe the Beard Octane is a touch cheaper. Both of them are I got unscented because I don't care about scent. The ingredients they're different, but they're definitely both high quality ingredients as far as I can tell at least. Both make the beard feel great. Both make the hair feel great. I think Dr. Nick's is not a great styling oil, but I do think that Beard Octane is. So if you're looking in that premium price range, I would definitely give Beard Octane a try. I think it's just a better styler. I think overall, both companies are really cool though. So I appreciate both their social media presences. I think that's also something they lean heavily on is promoting themselves on YouTube. And I just give me more beard content. I don't even care. Just give me more. So that's definitely something to keep in mind comparing those two. For the budget beard oils, that was premium. This is budget. So we have Shea Moisture and we have Mountaineer beard oil. I would say the interesting thing about these two is they're both technically unscented products, but you do have a scent on both of them. The Mountaineer beard oil has like a nice almond scent. It's literally just like opening up a bag of almonds and smelling it. So I know I said I don't care about scents, but it's the natural scent, so it's kind of cool that it's there. And then Shea Moisture also has a natural scent, which I would call more along the lines of like a nice, pleasant lotion. So there's something to keep in mind there. Is they both have their advantages. One thing I would compare to, you would think this would be, this is my favorite beard oil. This is my least favorite beard oil. So you think this is like not a competition. I would say that Mountaineer beard oil, the topper, I hate this thing. This is like a squeeze top. So let's actually show you, because why the heck not? That's why we got a podcast, right? Let's take our time and relax. So I don't know how well you can see that or how well it's focusing, but it's basically a squeeze top. So you just kind of turn it upside down and squeeze out as much as you want. It's impossible for me to get the right amount. It's just impossible. And that may be a me problem. I'm just not super, super coordinated with that kind of thing. But yeah, I just don't do a great job of squeezing this out. So That's something to keep in mind as I hate these toppers, and I wish they had, frankly, either a dropper top, which was what was more available from your Dr. Nick's or your Beard Octane, or I actually love this pump top from Shea Moisture. This thing, obviously it's very coincidental, or it's going to be totally dependent on how much beard oil you personally need. But like literally one pump for this is exactly the amount I want to be using. I mean, it's just perfect. So that's kind of like nice. I would, if every pump top could be like this, then I'd prefer pump tops to the dropper tops. But so it's something to keep in mind. Even though I definitely call Mountaineer the king of the styling beard oils. And then from the strange slash YouTuber category, I would say beard meds here. Super thick beard oil. I complain about this in my review, but this dropper or this just straight up open top is a waking nightmare. Boo. I hate this, that this is just an open top that you have to just pour right. I'm never gonna be able to do that. I'm sure plenty of people, including beard Scuba, there you go, including Scuba himself, I'm sure has no problems with this. But oh man, I hate it, hate it, hate it. So but overall it's a solid beard oil. It's vanilla and oud, as I mentioned in my review, and it's got a nice scent. It's I'm looking real quick just to confirm myself. It's the only beard oil I have that actually has a scent that's not the natural scent. But it smells good, so this is a good example of, like, when a scent's good, I'm not complaining about it. So it's something to keep in mind, whenever you're picking out your beard oil. If you want a thick one, I mean, really can't go wrong here. This is the thickest beard oil I've ever tried, and I'm excited to try like an Artius Man, which I haven't yet. So this is what I talk about. Wear your thick beard oil in winter. This is kind of what I'm talking about. And then one beard oil I don't have in hand, because I gave it away. I actually have it's Aberlite, so the app from like the Aberlite Go to, the Aberlite Pro, Aberlite Go to, the beard straightener, the heated brush. They also apparently produce a beard oil, and I left a review on their site, which they basically offered to send you a beard oil if you left a review on their site. So I did that, and they sent me their beard oil. Another good example of, I really like the styling. I really like the styling. I really like how it treated the hair. I really liked how it treated the skin. It was the sandalwood scent, and I would say I disliked it, and then my wife hated it. So I actually gave it to a friend who said, "Oh, this smells fine to me." So that was just one thing. I do like how their beard oil functioned. It was just, there's a good example of why I'm not not so much a scent guy, and why I need to what, hey, I'm happy to try them, but that's why I'm keeping my eyes peeled. Yeah, Joshua's coming down here. As long as it doesn't smell like a fart, I'm good. I mean, hey, totally fair, totally fair. And then I think that's your own tolerance too. How much, because you're gonna, depending on how strong it is, you're gonna smell it all day because it's right under your nose. It's not like I'd mentioned earlier, shaving soaps. For shaving soaps, you use it, and then it typically just dissipates entirely. You're not going to smell that much longer after you're done using it. But your beard oil, it's going to stick around. Even if it's lightly scented, you're probably going to smell it. So you better enjoy it. But I'm glad you're a tougher man than me, Joshua. You can just suck it up. Hey, Grindstone Grooming, thanks for hopping in. Yeah, I would love to try some Grindstone Grooming products. Would absolutely love it. You can hit up my email at beardsbladesandhair@gmail.com, and I'll also leave that I'll leave that in my description. I try to remember to leave that so that people can reach out to me if they want to contact me. But feel free to reach out to me there, man. Yeah, I would absolutely love to try it. Definitely, one of the fun things about YouTube is when content creators get into the game. So it's always fun. I like Scuba's beard oil, because he's tried a million, so he's like, hey, I think I can make something better. Like, I love that idea that, like, you've tried so much and you're trying to step it up. So I'm sure it was a similar philosophy for you, whenever you were looking at your product, that you were, you were thinking the best of all worlds, which is always, that's a fun concept for me. Someone's really putting that effort in there. So that's every beard oil I've tried, compared and contrasted, and kind of thought about. Hopefully, this gives you a better idea of what you should be doing when you're dealing with your beard oils, or picking a beard oil, I should say, like thick, thin, anywhere in between. feel free to leave a comment below if you have any questions on that, or any here's my specific situation. What beard oil do you think I should go with? One caveat here, I would say, and I will eventually do a podcast on fully what I think you should be doing with your beard, because I do have an opinion on this, which does not, frankly, differ that much from Dancy Beardeds, but a little bit here and there. But for one of the pieces I would say is ideal for an ideal, which is, or I should say, part of an ideal beard routine would be rotating your beard oils. So or in the past, I used to just use one until the bottle ran out, and then I'd try another one, and then the bottle would run out, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. One thing I did notice in rotating these beard oils is it's better than I get a better experience. And when I say experience, I mean styling is better when I'm rotating between them, even to ones that aren't necessarily the best stylers, even to a Shea Moisture, even to a whatever. When I'm sticking with one and I just use it over and over again, I think it styles worse and worse over time versus rotating them in. I think that's the key ingredient, is that when you have different blends and different mixes kind of doing your thing, I think it steps up to a different level. You don't have to go crazy. So feel welcome, like in all seriousness, feel welcome to use your budget beard oils, your Shea Moisture, and your Mountaineer, and then another inexpensive but quality beard oil you can find, and rotate those three. You don't necessarily have to go pricey, but it's something to keep in mind that rotating your beard oils. I think that's a secret ingredient that not a lot of people. Not a lot of people like actually implement whenever they're using a beard oil, mostly probably out of convenience slash do I really have to buy two more bottles? That's annoying. But I think it's worth your time. So that's kind of the last tip that I would throw out there. So definitely reach out in the comments, reach out via email if you have any questions or comments or anything else. Really appreciate your time. I'm getting, it's like one step forward, two steps back when it comes to this podcast in terms of me dealing with the tech. And of course, when you do a video, it's different because if you screw up, you can just re-record it. Live is live. So for those of you who didn't catch the beginning, I was upside down there for a little bit, but hopefully everybody got a good chuckle out of that. That being said, once again, I'm Joe, and this has been Beards, Blades, and Podcasts. And until next time.